told us Noach. These are the children of Noach, or these are the chronicles of Noach. Noach is tzaddik. Noach was a person who was a tzaddik, tomim, hoibdo rosov. He was tomim. He was perfect in his generations. Esol Kim Hisalech Noach, Rashi. El told us Noach is tzaddik hoel v'izkiru siper b'shvocho. Since he's mentioned, the Torah speaks about his praiseworthiness. Shneimar, Shlomo tells us zecher tzaddik librocha. That when you mention a tzaddik, you should always mention him within the context of a brocha. What does that mean? When you mention a tzaddik, it should always be within the context of a brocha. There's a Rabbeinu Bachya who asks, somewhere in Dvarim, Hashem knows that the tzaddik will succeed. He knows. So why put him through all this, the difficulties and the travails of life? Ultimately, he knows he's going to make the right choices. The Rasha, you can't punish a person unless he does the wrong thing. So the Rasha has to go through the motions and do the wrong thing. But the tzaddik, what does he have to put him through life to reward him? He knows he's going to do the right thing. So the answer is that if you'd only have evil people in the world and you'd have no role models, representation of good, no one has a chance to do the right thing. Because whatever is represented is only negative, not positive. So let's say you have many tzaddikim in the world, and when you speak about the tzaddik, you say Chaim or Shmuel, and you don't speak about his praiseworthiness. I mean, what people don't know who's a tzaddik, who's not a tzaddik. So by mentioning, whenever you mention a tzaddik, you speak about him, you describe him within the context of shevach, he becomes the representation of good. So now people have a choice. This is what good is, this is what evil is. And that's what he's going to say in a moment. And what do you speak about a Rasha? What are you supposed to say? You're supposed to speak about his failings, his negativity, and how depraved he is, or how evil he is. That's Shem Rishon Yirkav. And you don't even extol, even the positive things of a Rasha, one does not mention, because it says Shem Rishon Yirkav. That the representation of good should always overwhelm the representation of evil. Because the evil, people are naturally inclined to do evil. What is the primary toldos, chronicles of tzaddik? His masim tovim, his good deeds. So we're not getting off over here. We're not getting off focus over here. No, Elo told us, no, what other told us? Noach is tzaddik. That is the main accomplishment of a person. You know, your children, you can do your best, but ultimately the decision is up to them. So what is attributed to the person? Only what you could control, right? Your own choices. So what are they told us? Tzaddik, that's masim tovim. They're good deeds. Those are the chronicles. So each tzaddik, that directly is attributed to Noach himself. As much as Chizkiyahu Melech didn't want to procreate because he saw that he's going to have Menashe, that was a basis for him not to get out of his sickbed. And Yeshaya Navi told him the reason why you're going to die is because you didn't procreate. He says, how could I? I'm going to have a rush. That's not your issue. That's up to God. Menashe has his own choices. You have an obligation to procreate. What happens? That's not your choice. Your obligation is. He said that. No, he said if that's the case, let's try to make the best of it. Give it the best shot. So Chizkiyahu said, okay, let me marry your daughter. V'dorosov, in his generations, even it's evil all the way down, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference.
I'm saying that there was something very special about it.
Could be. First it was the end of the kings. This was Chizkiyahu lived at, but it was the end of Churban Bayis Sheni, Rishon, at the end of the first destruction of the first temple. Yeah. Yesh Maroseinu is famous. The Rosa of Yesh Maroseinu Dorshim Shel Shevach. There are those who interpret this for praise and worthiness, where the Torah is pointing out he was a tzaddik in his generations. Koshkim Shilhoy B'dor Shel Tzaddikim Hoy Tzaddik Yoser. Here he's a tzaddik in a generation of evil people. So you can imagine if being a tzaddik in a generation of other tzaddikim, he wouldn't have been even a greater tzaddik. Esha Dorshim Shel Genai. V'yidoro Hoy Tzaddik V'ilhoy B'dor Shel Avrom Lo Hoy Nechshav V'klum. It's true. You should know, they're not arguing in the reality of what it is. The question is, what is the Torah trying to communicate here when it says B'dorosov? Factually, if he would have been B'dor Shel Avram, Lo Yinech Shel Klum, nobody argues that. If he would have, in the generation of Tzaddikim, he would have been a greater Tzaddik, because he would have had a support system. The question is, what exactly is the Torah trying to communicate here when it says B'dorosov? So the question is, if in fact they're both true, why favor the negative? Say something more positive. Or say both. B'dorosov means in generations, he was a tzaddik, but if he would have been A and B, they're both true. They're both simultaneously true. What do we have to say? The Torah is coming to allude to one of the two. It's saying both things. Alan, what do you say? B'dorosov. No, it's not. According to one interpretation, it's coming. It says if you'd been a generation of tzad, yeah, B'dorosov, he was this. But if he would have been a generation of tzad, he would have been even greater. That's also and the other one also. In his generation, he was a tzaddik, but if he would have been a generation of Avram, he would have been nothing, considered nothing. It's the exact same thing. Maybe firstly, if you could say positive, why not say positive? Why do you say the other? But they're both true. So if they're both true, say the Torah saying both. It's pointing out both.
Maybe saying he's a tzaddik, he himself is a tzaddik. Like he was not able to influence the generation. In other words,
Yeah, but what's the B'dorosov? If he would have been a greater tzaddik, if he would have had other tzaddikim, he would have been a greater tzaddik. Nobody argues that. If he would have been in Avram's generation, he would have been considered nothing, relatively speaking. So that's Torah saying both. I mean, Alan, he sees into the pelts. His father used to be a furrier. Pelts. Yeah, no, pelts. Ernie, you got to hear this one. This passes Detroit Day School, 1961. Factually, he failed. Right, that's why it's called Mei Noach. The waters of the Mabul are called Mei Noach. Now the question is, why did he fail? Why did he fail? So simply failed because the basis for his status or advancement was because he pitted himself against his generation. You know, people, they only advance and progress or thrive based on the competition. But once, let's say, you're beyond anybody else, then you plateau. That's the way most people are. That's how the Torah differentiates between him and Avram Avinu. Noach. But Avram was self-motivated. He didn't need this external push to excel.
he didn't need to walk with
Which means he wasn't self-motivated sufficiently, and that's the reason why he wasn't Avram Avinu. So the Torah says B'dorosov, in his generations. He was only what he was because of his generations. So that's the question: is what the Torah is pointing out? Why did he fail? That's the question. Is the Torah pointing out why did he fail? And that's why, if he was in the generation of Avram, he would have been considered nothing. Because if not, if he would have been considered something, maybe then he would have succeeded. Why did he fail? In the sense that it can be both. Because right at this point, it's already telling you forecasting what's coming down in the future, why it didn't work, why it didn't succeed in his mission. That's why it's b'dorosov. It's either negative or positive, or nobody it's positive. Because it's not addressing why did he fail or not. That it's coming to point out his praiseworthiness. That despite everything, even based on comparison speaking, still it's a tremendous accomplishment what he did. Even if he did fail, despite his failing, look what he accomplished. Hashem says to Avram, Hisalich, will you walk before me? Noach needed the assistance to support him. He internally strengthened himself and was able to advance himself without that external assistance. Avram Avinu.
Doesn't mean that. I mean, it means when Avram was there, in Avram's daughters really weren't sufficient. Just Avram was the only one.
Shame. It was shame. Shame was in the generation.
But Noach would have that role model because he would walk.
No. But Dorosov, really looking to see far enough, factually, what you're saying is not correct. Okay? He had role models. Meshusselach was in his generation, right? I mean, it was the late 7 days, the Mabul. So he had Hadora Sholidu b'nei Dora b'sheshmei Shokein. Okay. 2 seconds. You know, there's a Orach Chaim HaKadosh, he has a question. There's Parsha, it already tells us Noach had 3 sons, Shem, Chom, v'Yofes. What does that tell us? Mention it again over here. That's an obvious question. So over here, the Siforno, he alludes to it, says, Eschim Esalach Noach, v'Yolech Noach Shlosha Bonim. So he says, Mi'oshi Yischel Uchiach b'nei Doro Zoch Labonim. He was 500 years old when he started to have children. Everybody else had children years earlier, right? So Chazal tells, because they would have had, if they were over 100, they would have had to die, or he would have, if they were tzaddikim, he'd have to make whatever it means. Each one would have had to have his own teva. If they were tzaddikim, he says that why did he for whatever reason he didn't merit to have children. Why did he merit to have children? When he started to do the outreach to try to change people and to be better, that's chus, he was able to have children. So you see, outreach is a basis for what? To have children. There's mention on Chumah that Achnosis Orchim is also a basis, is a school to have children. Achnosis Orchim. Also Shluch HaKam. It's also mentioned on Chumah. Another one, that it's a school for children. Same here, definitely. You try to make other people, bring them closer to Hashem. Hashem will, in that merit, Hashem will give a person children. That's what he's saying. That's why the Torah is repeating itself. Because here it's giving us the reason why. Previous parsha says he had 3 sons. Now it's explaining why, in what merit did he merit the 3? If he was delayed so long, what did he merit? The answer is because he started to influence his generation in the positive. That course enabled him to have children.